If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
In New York City, John Wick prepares to exact vengeance against the High Table while hiding underground with the Bowery King. He travels to Morocco and kills the Elder, the one who sits above the table. In response, the Marquis Vincent Bissett de Gramont, a High Table member, summons New York Continental Hotel manager Winston, and his concierge, Charon, explains that the High Table has given him unlimited resources to kill John, and chastises Winston for previously failing to do so. As punishment, the Marquis strips Winston of his managerial duties, declares him excommunicado, destroys the New York Continental, and executes Charon. The Marquis then enlists Kane, a blind, retired High Table assassin, to kill his old friend John, threatening to murder Kane's daughter if he refuses. John takes refuge at the Osaka Continental, run by his friend Shimasu Koji. The Marquis' second-in-command Chidi, backed by High Table assassins and Kane, arrives to investigate the hotel. Koji's daughter Akira, the hotel's concierge, evacuates the hotel just before the High Table deconsecrates it, igniting a melee. John fights through waves of armored assassins, leading to a showdown against Kane. Mr. Nobody, a bounty hunter, interrupts their fight and allows John to escape after determining the current bounty for killing John to be insufficient. A wounded Koji repeatedly attacks Kane on John's behalf. Kane reluctantly kills Koji but spares Akira. John returns to New York and meets with a vengeful Winston at Charon's gravesite. Winston suggests that John invoke an old High Table tradition to challenge the Marquis to a duel. Winning would free John of all obligations to the High Table, but he can only request a duel on behalf of a crime family. John travels to the Berlin headquarters of the Ruska Roma crime syndicate, with whom he had severed ties, to request readmission. His adoptive sister Katya stipulates that for readmission, John must kill Killer Harkin, a High Table member who murdered her father. Killer sets up an ambush at his nightclub, but with the aid of Kane and Mr. Nobody, John manages to kill him and regain his status. Winston relays John's challenge to the Marquis, acting as John's second, and requests that, should John win, the New York Continental be rebuilt, fully funded by the High Table. In Paris, John and the Marquis decide on the duel's parameters. Dueling pistols at sunrise the following day at Sacré-Cœur. In a meeting moderated by the Harbinger, the table's emissary, the Marquis nominates a reluctant Kane to take his place, while the Harbinger warns that John and Winston will be executed should either fail to appear on time. The Bowery King arrives in Paris to give John a pistol and a new ballistic suit. The Marquis intends to prevent John from arriving at the duel in time by placing a $26 million bounty on him. John fights off hordes of assassins on his way to Sacré-Cœur, including Mr. Nobody, who negotiates a bounty increase to $40 million. During their confrontation, John prevents Chidi from killing Mr. Nobody's dog, causing Mr. Nobody to abandon his pursuit of John. After Kane and Mr. Nobody assists John in fighting off several assassins, including Chidi, whom Mr. Nobody kills, on the Rue Feuilleteer. They reach the summit just in time for the duel. John and Kane wound each other through 2 rounds of dueling, and the third round comes to a halt when Kane severely wounds John. demanding the right to administer the coup de grace. The Marquis eagerly swaps places with Caine. Winston chides the Marquis for his arrogance, revealing that John has not yet fired his third bullet. John shoots the Marquis dead. The Harbinger grants Caine and John their freedom from the High Table, and Winston is reinstated. John reflects upon his life and marriage before succumbing to his injuries. Sometime later, back in New York, Winston and the Bowery King bid farewell to John at his grave, located next to that of his late wife Helen, in a post-credits scene. Caine returns to Paris to reunite with his daughter but is approached by a vengeful, knife-wielding Acura.